All right, last of our preseason lists. So we have been listing all the players, who's the best quarterback, running back, et cetera, et cetera. The last one, because the season is obviously starting this week. So, who are the top 10 head coaches in the league? So, let's go over this as well. Who are the top 10 coaches in the NFL in 2026, entering 2026? Names have changed, obviously, as well. Some of the names haven't. Some of the names stayed the same. So, coaching matters in football. I'm not that big on coaching in sports. I think coaching, honestly, is a bit overrated overall in some cases. I think like that, especially at the professional. I'm more of a guy, Jimmy's and Joe's more than I am coaching. But when you have guys like this who can really help guys win, help teams win, this is really the what I think it matters when you have a top 10 coaches like this. Number 10, Sean Payton. Um, Sean Payton, we know as far as an all-timer, we know that, right? But is he top 10 right now? That's the only question I've kind of has. That was a phenomenal job he's done in Denver. That took a lot of guts to go ahead and get rid of Russell Wilson and eat a ton of money. So basically, he was banking on, hey, I can maybe get a rookie quarterback and turn this around. This is turned around much faster than we thought. So Broncos have done a good job. I think the Broncos, are going to make the playoffs this year as well. And he's been able to turn it around very quickly. The defense is very good, and Nix has really moved along. I think this is the perfect spot for Bo Nix. The way he plays, similar to Breeze, only asking him to do those short, quick passes, offense as well. Sean Payton's doing just fine in Denver. I think he's turned the whole thing around. So Sean Payton, number 10. He's actually not higher only because I don't know. I don't know how far the team is going to go. Still, there's a difference between 9 and 7, and et cetera, et cetera. Between 9 and 7 and being an elite team, I don't know if he's done that yet. So we'll see about that. But Sean McDermott, we're going to see him Sunday night. I think McDermott is an excellent defensive coach. I think he's a good leader of men. His defenses are consistently very, very good. And I think that's something that he's absolutely did. I was really impressed last year because he lost so many personnel and the defense still looked really good. He's not afraid to make changes during the course of a season. That's something I see with a lot of good coaches. Like, he's not afraid to change things or do something where this isn't working or whatever, upgrading the defense as well. He's not a great offensive coach. That's why he's kind of low. That's why he's lower on the list. Because I don't think he does much with the offense, honestly. I think it's Josh Allen, whoever he hires OC as well. But he's an excellent defensive coach. His defense is consistently well. I think he definitely I like his ability to adjust. That's very important in this level. Can you adjust mid-game? Can you adjust during the course of the season? Can you adjust with the personnel, etc.? Nick Sirianni, give him some respect, for goodness sake. Guy just won the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni. All I hear Eagle fans do is complain about Sirianni, and he's won a lot of games for a guy you keep complaining about. Now, I wouldn't call him a genius on either side of the ball. That's why he's not higher. But I would say he's a guy that really has a lot of confidence in what he's doing. So they're doing things that are very simple as well. Run game, simple. Defense, simple. And he's actually getting his personnel to actually play well and win. So I do think that's a skill in and of itself. Trying to get guys. He's not. I don't see a ton of innovation on either side, but he's been successful. I think at some point you got to give him some credit for being successful. So the current Super Bowl coach, I have Sirianni, number 7. Winning percentage speaks for itself. Here's a guy who's not that far removed from the national championship in college, Jim Harbaugh, the coach. Our coach's brother there, former NFL quarterback. Jim Harbaugh is fantastic. Here's another one. Simple. I know what a Jim Harbaugh team is going to look like before I ever watch it. I knew what the Chargers were going to look like last season before they ever played one game. And I know it's going to look like this season. They're going to run the ball. They're going to stack the box. They're going to be physical. They're going to pressure defense. They're going to blitz from the. I know exactly what they're going to look like. Jim Harbaugh's teams, I know exactly what they are. They have identity. That's what he's bringing as well to everywhere he's been. He's been successful everywhere he's been. The only thing is, can he take a quarterback as far as they need to go? He's had success with quarterbacks, but he hasn't had a real thoroughbred yet. So does he have one now and things like that? That's kind of the only knock on him as well. Plus, offense is not dynamic, etc. You know, they don't. He's had some. He's obviously good on offense, but he doesn't consistently lead the league in offense, considering he was an NFL quarterback. So that's a thing as well. But Harbaugh is phenomenal. I think definitely culture builder, no question about it. Number 6, Mike Tomlin of the Squealers. The resume beyond speaks for itself. You look, in a league of parity, you're supposed to have losing seasons, winning seasons, attrition. Tomlin has never had a losing season his entire, and he has not had great teams here lately. Like as well, he got the Squirrels to the playoffs last year. He gets them there every year. He makes sure his teams win. Tomlin is probably one of the best motivators I've ever seen in football. That's saying a lot. Tomlin is great at the podium. I would say this. The more pressure on him I've ever seen. I've never heard. Usually a fire Tomlin gets warm. It probably gets warm later in the year. But I think the pressure's on him right away. He's been mediocre now as far as his record for a while. Although I will say that's been an accomplishment of itself, because he hasn't had the talent without Ben Roethlisberger being there. But Tomlin, I still think he's a heck of a coach as well. But he hasn't developed the quarterback. He's had Ben Roethlisberger his whole career. Tomlin developed him. And that's the biggest thing. So I think he's good, I think, everywhere else, but Tomlin as well. He'll have a job next year if Pittsburgh gets rid of him in an hour. Like, every team in the league will love to have Mike Tomlin, most of them. Our coach, John Harbaugh, number 5 for the Baltimore Ravens. Harbaugh, I think, and I said this a couple times about Coach Harbaugh, I think he is a kind of a cross between the great Bill Parcells in the fact that he understands all of his players extremely well. There isn't a guy on the roster he doesn't know their name. He doesn't know their wife's name. He doesn't know the kids' names. He understands what they can do on the field, what they can't do. John Harbaugh understands all of these things as well. And I think the Bill Belichick cross, he does have a cold-heartedness to him that Bill Belichick does have. He doesn't mind cutting players. He doesn't mind, being standoffish with the media. He doesn't mind certain things. I think that's more of his personality, his true personality. But I think Harbaugh, has a lot of that in him as well. He's a good CEO type as well. And his special teams is always really good. He understands special teams better than any coach, even though last year, not as good. He immediately fixed that in the offseason and got better special teams. Number 5, John Harbaugh. Kyle Shanahan, number 4. My favorite offense in the entire league, the Mike Shanahan. I keep calling it the Mike Shanahan offense. Kyle Shanahan is running the offense. He's going to have to be a miracle worker this year. I think this is probably, except for Andy Reid, the best offensive play caller in the league. His offense, he knows works. He runs it inside and out. His players know it inside and out. His offense will be decent. I don't know how great they'll be considering the lack of personnel I think he has this year. But this guy can coach. This guy understands offensive football and is an outstanding coach. His defenses usually are good too, considering that. But this guy, play caller, headset, there may not be a better play caller in the West Coast offense in the NFL than Kyle Shanahan is. I think that's something. As a leader of men, won a lot of games Hasn't won a Super Bowl. I think that's the only thing missing from his resume as well. He's another one. Like, he gets fired, if there is heat on him, real quick he'll have a job, like Kyle Shanahan as well. I'm more and more impressed with Matt LaFleur the more I see him. Matt LaFleur's offenses as well has been very impressive as well. Done a phenomenal job, I think, with Jordan Love. I just impressed with what I'm seeing. You can tell when players respect the guy and when they don't. They have a lot of respect for Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. And you can really see it on the field. You never hear guys come out and complain about Matt LaFleur or whatever. They only always say good things. You never hear a lot of that noise. He's an outstanding, I think, coach as well. And he's kind of doing it with not as good of a personnel as people think. That's kind of why I'm impressed. Love is good, but there's talent. They have a lot of great players, and they're winning a lot of games. Just got to get better in the playoffs. I'm kind of thinking, in his case, maybe he doesn't have the personnel to go further, and it's not him. But they get a lot of respect from LaFleur. His offenses are usually – those offensive rankings he has is usually higher than what people think. Like, that's why I'm impressed. So, Green Bay, number 5. Matt LaFleur, Green Bay, number 5. Number 2, Sean McVay. Sean McVay, I think, is a fantastic coach. McVay, I think, his teams play with discipline, period. You don't see McVay teams get flagged, get stupid stuff. And again, kind of like Sirianni, keep it simple. We're going to run the ball. We're going to do simple things. Hey, I don't need a lot. We only have to practice hard. Guys come on time. Do what they're supposed to do. Keeps it simple as well. I think what hurt him, in the Rams is the Stafford trade. Even though they got Matt Stafford, they went several years with almost no picks. And I think that hurt the roster. Now that he's getting draft picks, you're seeing it as well. I think they're the favorites in the NFC West, and I do like that. I think McVay is a fantastic coach. His teams are always so disciplined in that sense. And number 1, Andy Reid, bona fide, certified, however you want to say it. I think this is probably the greatest offensive coach, maybe including Bill Walsh, in the history of the NFL. His offenses are fantastic every year, even with the diminishing talent in Kansas City. They've been ranked high as well. They're fantastic in cut situations. There you go. So those are the top 10 coaches in the NFL. So definitely that finishes our series with that. Definitely continue to check it out there. I'm definitely going to post that on social media and Twitter